Over 2 years ago, in March of 2016, police officers responded to a report of a loud argument at an apartment in Seattle, Washington. It was the home of Solomon McLemore. So police officers instructed McLemore to open the door. McLemore refused. The request got more aggressive. Open the fucking door, one of the police officers shouted. McLemore still refused. So the period of time of the police trying to get into the residence, it was about 15 minutes. And like I said, it just got more hostile, but McLemore was not relenting. He was like, no, I'm not coming out. You're not coming in. I'm not opening the door. So eventually, after about those 15 minutes, officers broke the door down and they entered. What they found inside the apartment, nothing. They found no reason for them to be there. They didn't find, any illegal activity, any illegal products or anything like that. They didn't find anybody hurt. They didn't find anything at all.
You know what the whole claim of we heard glass shatter sounds like? Mm-hmm. That's, to me, that's no different than like, I smell marijuana. Or yeah. There's a tree branch on your windowsill, right. So there's marijuana inside. That's just probably...
Give me cause.
Just invent it out of thin air. Right. So anybody can claim some noise came out of your home, and that's grounds for a person to, I guess, give up their rights. You see what I'm saying? And have to allow and be forced to allow cops in their house. You know what I'm saying?
Well, again,
without a search warrant.
Well, again, like I said, he didn't aid them at all. He did not let them into the house, but they did eventually break it down. So again, they didn't find anything worth them being there. And although they did not find anything, they still arrested him. And they arrested him and they charged him with obstructing law enforcement. And he was actually convicted. McLemore was sentenced to 20 days house arrest.
And that's the thing. It's like, this is according to the police. There was no statements about them hearing shouting as they walked up. So they didn't hear.
This happened before they got there.
This happened before they got there. So they didn't, hear anybody shouting as they walked up.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
So he has a legal team, and he's appealing his conviction, and it's for good reason. I think he has a good case. So the reason that he is the reason that his legal team is appealing his conviction and what they are actually what are they actually objecting to is not what I immediately thought they were objecting to. So immediately I thought that they were objecting to the police having cause to actually break into the home. That's not what the issue is for this legal team. That's not what the issue is for McLemore. That's not what they are actually challenging. They're challenging because he was arrested for obstructing justice or obstructing the police officer, obstructing law enforcement. So what they're objecting to is that McLemore had to assist the police officers in letting them into his house. So he cited the Fourth Amendment, which protects citizens from illegal search and seizure, warrantless searches, all of that. So they're saying that, let's say McLemore actually did try to prevent the officers from gaining entry to the house. Let's say he put some weight on the door, the officers would push it in, he was just standing there, banging the door. If that had happened, they're saying that, you know what? He would have been guilty of obstructing because officers, that was actively trying to prevent them from coming in, because officers do not have to have a warrant to enter a home if they believe that somebody is in need of assistance. Extenuating circumstances, right? Now, that's, like I said, that's key to know that. But since he didn't put any weight behind the door, he wasn't doing anything to prevent their entry, what they're objecting to is saying that it can't be constitutional or it can't be criminal that somebody does not aid in the assistance of letting you into their home. No matter if you want to get in, no matter if it's a police officer shouting for you to let them in, they should not be held criminally responsible because they don't help you along the way.
Oh, you mean like if a police officer's cruiser gets stolen, which I've seen people jump into the cruiser and then drive off. What you're saying is, like, there can't be a scenario where a cop sees me chilling in my car and, like, jumps in and go after that car. And I'd be like, Nah, dog. I'm not assisting you.
Nah. Would it have been easier for him to, I guess for him financially, would it have been easier for him to let them into his home? Yeah, because then you don't have to break down the door. You don't have to bust up property. You don't have to, pay those expenses. Yeah, it would have been easier. But again, is he required by law to aid them? That's on him if he doesn't want to let them in, and he has to, hey, the officers came in. Now I got to deal with this broken door. I got to deal with the apartment complex. How I might be out of my deposit now and all this. How much money am I going to have to fork over? That's on him. But you can't hold him criminally responsible. That's what this legal team is saying.
McLemore came to the door, right? So he heard them. He just didn't open up.
Yeah.
So he's already at the door. So they claim they heard broken glass breaking, but he was already at the door. Now, again, I'm assuming that usually when something breaks, and there was actually something abusive going on. So there's something breaking and you think there's abusive activity going on. Usually when that happens, that's in the midst of a struggle. So if he's already at the door, where would this broken glass occur? You see what I'm saying? Because usually if there's an abusive situation going on and something breaks, that usually happens in the midst of a struggle or abuse. Since he was already at the door, what did they think that glass breaking was? And like you said, they went in and there was none of that. So
they didn't see like a scene where there was a struggle or anything.
So
like
basically that whole
Nobody
thing
hurt,
that was
nothing.
a ruse. That's a ruse to get in. Now, like something that was missing from like the dozen articles I read that covered this was like who was inside. Because he said he was scared for his family, whatever, it wouldn't be good. So who was inside? Where are the details behind that? You see what I'm saying? There's no details as to, like, any kind of further investigation. Because the cops came in, they didn't find anything. You see what I'm saying? Like, if the cops release a statement saying that they heard broken glass and there was no broken glass, how do you proceed with this case and side with the cops if none of the details that they claimed were present were a reality? You see what I'm saying? How can you do that?
They were upset. They were upset. They felt disrespected. You're actually not going to obey what I perceive to be my lawful command. You better open this door. You're not going to open this door. I'm going to bust down the door. Okay, police officers have every right to do that. Again, if they reasonably suspect that somebody's in need of assistance. We can't be sure that sound of broken glass or a loud argument, we can't be sure that that's accurate. But police officers have that ability. They have that leash. They can do these type of things, right? But once you get in and you don't find anything, you don't find anybody hurt, you don't find anybody screaming.
My mistake. My mistake. Damn, my bad.
You got to pay for this door because you should have let me in. This is on you. I'm out. Right?
Oh, so you're saying it's kind of they pursued charges out of spite.
Oh, I believe so, because he didn't do what they wanted him to do. So since you got me in here, my heart rate's all jumping, you know what I'm saying? You disrespecting me, you're going to jail. I don't know what way, the Washington Supreme Court is going to rule. I think this would just set a very bad precedent, though, because where would it stop? Because this is his home, right? You're saying that personal property, you have to provide that to police. So if anything is protected, maybe password protected,
phone, tablet.
Yes, and the police are giving you a lawful order without a warrant to say, hey, to help my investigation, you need to open this up.
I believe that
I gotta help you.
I believe that you know somebody that is suspected of a crime, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, whatever the crime is. We believe you know somebody personally, and we believe you have that person's number, and we're trying to get in contact with that person. So you need to go in your phone and get that person's number,
because that's delaying my investigation.
You're delaying my investigation.
You're hindering my investigation.
You do not comply with that order. Again,
it would set a horrible precedent. So again, we don't know how it's going to be ruled, but we are very hopeful that, Solomon McLemore, he wins his case, and ultimately that conviction is thrown out and expunged off his record because it's absolutely ridiculous.